Hello, everybody. My name is Tawfiq Hamid. I will be delighted to share with you today some elements or aspects of my program to deal with or to counter the phenomena of Islamic radicalism. To introduce myself very briefly, I am the author of Inside Jihad, and I am a medical doctor, educationalist, and former Islamic radical. This was 40 years ago. I appeared on major international news and media outlets in the West and in the Arab world, and you can get more information about this in the associated biography. And I was a guest speaker at very reputable places such as the U.S. Congress, the European Parliament, the Pentagon, and many other, Princeton University. And I also have followers in the Arab world with my content that aims mainly to deal with the phenomena or to counter the phenomena of Islamic radicalism. I have millions of followers in the Arab world already. I work at 4 different levels: the ideology, the thinking process, the psychology, and the information level. So it's a multidimensional or 4 level approach. I try in different ways to reinterpret the verses that the radicals are using to promote hatred and tolerance, and I reinterpret these verses in a different way. I use cognitive psychology approaches to deal with the phenomena at the level of the thinking traits. For example, to prevent absolutism, I use certain optical illusions and simple questions to fight the thinking trait itself of absolutism that leads ultimately to radicalism. I use certain psychological aspects like bringing some complex topics as if we are discussing it while sipping coffee with our friends. So it changes completely the way people interact and react to what I am using to counter radicalism. I also use information in a factual manner to really provide some form of facts to counter the phenomena of Islamic radicalism, because the radicals are using misinformation techniques, and the best way probably to deal with it is to use correct information and facts. So I work at the 4 levels: the ideology, the thinking process, the psychology, and information level, to create a program to deal with the phenomena and counter Islamic radicalism. I also add certain cognitive psychology elements or memory studies, which is part of my studies in education, like, for example, how I use certain forms to create attention, to shift the information to the short-term memory stores. Then I do rehearsal of the information within critical 30 seconds to move this information to the longer-term memory stores. So I add another element, which is the memory studies, how I use them effectively in the program, in addition to the multidimensional approach as well. My aim is to counter the phenomena of radicalism online, and I use different aspects like empowering the positive values in the Quran, reinterpreting the verses that are used to create violence. I promote no hide laws. I support religious minorities, rights for minorities, fighting anti-Semitism, promoting women rights. All are part of my program to counter the phenomena of Islamic radicalism. In 3 months period, I did a short pilot study with minimal support of $1 per day program for each post I used. And I used around 25 posts overall. And I got more than 250,000 engagements, like likes, shares, and comments with this minimal level of support in 3 months period. And 80% for them and more actually were positive when we add them together, of the engagements, I mean. The views for the videos were really amazing. One of the videos that I created, a very professional one, that really hits more than 800,000 views within 3 months with this minimal support of $1 a day program. And the other video more than 500,000 views. It was about no hide loans. The first one was countering anti-Semitism. So both of them really went above 1 million views in 3 months period with just $2 a day when we add them together. That just shows that how this approach, the multidimensional, the four-layer or four-level approach that I'm using, can really make a difference in the world and can change the world via effective use of the internet and social media. And finally, thank you for listening, and I'll be delighted to send my biography and discuss any more information with whoever would be interested to support this work. Thank you so much. Bye.